Okay, hello everyone, Random Gamer Riven here today with another randomised gaming stream, and today we're going to be looking at Goemon 2. So I'm going to be just doing a playthrough of the section, see what we think. Well, tell lies. It is a fantastic game, so I know exactly what I'm doing. I have finished this a couple of times, but annoyingly my battery backup seems to have erased itself again. It's weird, we actually replaced the battery backup a few years ago, and I think the cartridge was a bit dirty. I think it may. Sometimes if they don't connect, cartridges will erase themselves sometimes if they don't connect to the S-Rank properly. Either that or this is a proper battery guzzler. But as we only replaced the cartridge relatively recently, I suspect it's probably more it had a bad contact and deleted the save. So, single player. Admittedly, this one doesn't really need battery backup, if I'm being honest. I actually finished it in one sitting, all the secrets and everything, so... it might need a clean if one of the contacts is a bit dirty. But here we go with Ganbare Goemon 2. This is the original Japanese version on Super Famicom. Well, I'm actually playing on North American SNES. It's Dr. Esmeralda and Goemon. Up to their usual antics. Notoriously, only the original game was westernized, and sadly that got a bit nerfed in the translation. The characters were called Kid Ying and Kid Yang and some other weirdness. So I'm actually playing as Sasuke, I think it is. Sasuke as it's technically spelled. They always actually misspelled. Okay, so yeah, well, similar to Castlevania, you do get slight attack upgrade weapons. The cats basically do like the Castlevania power. So there are three characters in this one: Sasuke, Dr. I think it's Esbarusha, and of course Goemon. And noticeably, they were called terribly named Kid Ying and King Yang in the translation for the first game, which is the only one to get official translation. Sasuke actually appears in the first game as a boss, so she is actually in it. She's actually a robot, so I refer to her as she, technically she's sort of a unisex thing, but there is a slight joke where she goes into the sort of female spas in one of them with Yale. Yale's another character who's actually playable in the later games. Yale appears in this. In fact, it's weird, most of the characters in the franchise actually appear in like the first and the second one, but Yale and Sasuke weren't playable to the second and third games, but I seem to recall they were both in the first and second game on the Super Nintendo. I haven't played any of the earlier Geoman, but the earliest ones I've actually played were in the SNES ones. This is probably the most action-packed well, the second and third games are really good. The fourth game has some fantastic level design, but rubbish bosses. There's sort of mini-game bosses, which is a bit naff. And there's also the Dr. Esmeralda puzzle game, which is quite nice as well. The original game is probably the weakest by far. These have an interesting mix of sort of action 2D stages, and then you have sort of 3 open world roaming towns, which is quite nice. You get a mix of those things. Now, the first 2 games are very similar. The third game adds in top-down viewing for some areas, and also adds in a Castlevania-style like sections for some of the areas. The third one is a really, really good game. The third one's also brutally hard because you have to... Well, it's not brutally hard, but the third game, if you don't get every single cat in the game, you can't get to the true final boss. So here we go to the town, and we're going to chat to, I think this is like the professor character. He's in practically every game, and I can't remember his name to be exact. Should do the N64 ones at some point, although we've only got the PAL versions of the N64 ones. I believe that is the Impact Horn, because it's the first game that actually has the Mode 7 Impact sections in, which really makes a big difference to this over the original game. The original game did have some nice sort of effects and scaling in it though, but there's not a patch on this one. The English version has some, like I said, weird renamings. There's a few changes to localization, like you start eating pizza and things that just don't make sense. At some point we'll cover all 5 games on the SNES as well. Literally to chat, actually walk, speak up, chat to them, and then you walk out. Now, you basically can wander around town, and you can drive everyone crazy by doing, I think, this is, you can still do it. Yep, there we go. Watch what happens when you do that, and everyone comes out mad. And this is a spa, we can heal up. Oh no, this is a travel agency. No, I'm not. I've got a very base understanding of Japanese. Hi there, North American YouTuber. I can't read Japanese that well. I've got a base understanding. Oh, that's annoying. Get killed right at the start. That's right, you can whack her and she actually gives you gold. But this is actually a very Western friendly game, so it's very easy to play. There are only 1 or 2 bits. A couple of the later ones do require a little bit more. The third game does require you need to know a little bit of Japanese for some of the puzzle sections, but there are enough guides on the internet you can easily use it, and it's well worth playing through them because they are fantastic games, as long as you don't mind putting up. Because the main thing with me is games are a visual style, so sometimes losing out on the plot. The wacky plot element isn't too bad. There were a couple of bonus items in this one I discovered you could get that I actually discovered via a Japanese cheat website when I translated it. Okay, here's the inn. Probably shouldn't spend 200. Oh, you get the different rooms, so you get like the really plush room, or you get the like really cheap room in one of them. I can't remember if I think it's this one. as well. Basically, you get like one. There's like the sort of one room you get the really plush premier rooms, and other rooms are like the sort of spare barn stable where it's like all windy. Hi there, Mizo no Sakai TV. Thanks for dropping by. I can't remember which one of those is so. It's one of them. You do get couple of quite nice cameos in this one. There's just basically once you beat the game, there's a secret location. Although this does have a battery backup, my cartridge is notorious for failing, and I have to take it, replace the battery backup. You can finish it in a couple of hours, so it's not a very big game, this one. The third and the fourth game are much bigger and take quite a lot longer to finish. So each of the characters has slightly different perks and attacks. So you can attack up Sasuke, you can also slice him in half with all the attacks, and you've got this the enemy design is just fantastic in this one, and so is the visual style. So there's just quite a lot of bonuses in this as well. It's well worth... Oh, that's right, if you take a hit, you lose your power-ups. There's the grey bunny and then there's the gold bunny that upgrades you. So there are a lot of Japanese culture references. Many of them are totally lost on me, so I recognise the raccoon and things. I know there's good luck charms, so apologies if I get some of the cultural completely miss a lot of the cultural references, but I've got some knowledge of Japanese culture, but a lot of them will be missed to me. But it's just a very fun game. Now this one and the first one were actually released in a double pack on GBA as well. I have a suspicion that double pack didn't sell too well, otherwise they may have done a double pack of the third and fourth game as well. But it's actually got like nice vehicles to ride on. So there's the raccoon. Miss going by Grant. Are you? I'm fine, thank you. Mizuki, I'm gonna be honest, you may want to try actually speaking in Japanese and I can translate, as your English is a little confusing. I assume you're from Japan. Yeah, I'll certainly be covering more Japanese games. I mean, I have a huge ton of Japanese titles. These have always been some of the really great... These are some of the best platformers on the SNES, actually, the Goemons. Perhaps, dare I say, better than some of the Mario games. But they're just not that well known, so... I mean, you still get the sort of hardcore fans, but this is... You've got tight jumping and some fantastic stage design. Each stage is just totally fantastic. I'll probably stream for about an hour tonight. I think some of these stages also have quite a lot of bonus and hidden bits. I think there might be a couple of additional exits on this one as well. But a little while since I played through this. There's some great stages, like one where you're being chased by a Mode 7 snowball. Now, yeah, I can go this way. There are a few like extra bonus items and stuff as well. I did get some wild battles. Oh, we do them. There are also some permanent upgrades as well, like there that actually boosts my health. I don't think that one I think is like a semi-temporary one, which I think is temporary until you die. I hope you're enjoying the streams, North American YouTuber and Mizuki no Sakai TV. Apologies if I mispronounced your name horribly. I'm assuming, Mizuki, you're from Nippon? Yeah, no, I remember you on the Star Fox stream. You've been in a few of our games. It's great to see you keep coming back to our streams, Mizuki. And we do like to showcase a large chunk of streams, so we don't just do SNES, we do Saturn. Although at the minute I'm mainly sticking to a couple of platforms at present, due to currently relying on what we currently have out to stream. So, but I think I will be streaming something different in the near future. I should really probably do some Dreamcast streaming. Oh, that's 7 seconds, isn't it? Please reset. No, I'm going to die. I'm taking too long with those jump sections. So yeah, you do. Ah, you're from Ukraine. Okay. I was just. So your name, I wondered if you're from Japan or she's from Ukraine. Yeah, my Ukrainian's sadly terrible. Although if you do put in Ukraine, I can always Google Translate it and hopefully get a decent translation-ish. I do love like the mechs you get in this. This one's really, really good. I think this might be a boss battle. Yep, here we go. Sumo. I think it's not. I don't think that's hard. This one's actually quite difficult to read the script because they actually use quite a crunched up font in Japanese. So I know that's the sort of the @ symbol is basically like the part of, or like me to you. Let's go home. These early fights are really easy. I think so. We actually get a impact battle pretty early on in this, which is really nice. Oh, there we go. The bunny guys. These are like the bunny guys in this one. So all the games in the Goemon series have an absolutely bizarre plot. This one has like a guy and his bunny guys are trying to take over. It's like Lord something. There's some absolutely wacky characters that are villains in the Goemon series. Here we go, the first impact battle, I think. This is the first time you see impact in the series, I think. And here's where you get some fantastic Mode 7. Yep. So there's two types of impact stages. You get ones where you literally like basically crush everything as you run along, and then you get the actual Mode 7 fighting battles that are fantastic. this is like the mode 7 crush everything. I think you get additional points for just like walking on everything. Like that you're destroying towns, houses, like yeah, you get bonus points just crushing everything. Oh, got to jump that. Oh, come on, jump! Jump's a bit slow. Yeah, I think you have the energy, which I actually want to keep high because of the next battle. Basically, Impact gets bonuses on the energy. And here we go. What's the bunny do? Basically, there's a number of bunny guys that are basically the servants of this... That wasn't a great fight by me. I have a feeling I'm going to redo the opening Impact stage as well. Okay, no. We're back in the void. Right. 300 energy this time. You can basically punch him. That's what you do, you can punch them out of the... So this one's actually quite an easy boss to gains from this guy, punch. Okay, he's in serious trouble now. He's coming this side. Oh damn it, it's coming again. This time. Try and minimise the damage. You do need to minimise the damage in this. Oh, there's Yale. Okay, this time. Oh, I don't want to avoid him. Do avoid him getting slams like that. actually have a limited energy. Notice the energy is constantly depleting, so I have actually got to beat him in the time limit. Got him that time. Down with the rabbit dude. So there's actually quite a few impact battles in this one. See, there's a great boss fight, that one. Fantastic. I'll just let the intro play out. So on to World 2. Now, not every world actually has an impact boss. Some are sort of a major standard fight like this. I think we can ride that yet. So we've got characters there with Oni masks. We've got the lamp. Oh, I'm going to miss that jump. I know the Oni, I think the Oni is references sort of Japanese demons. I'm not sure why they have the culture. I'm not really sure of the culture with the. I think she can jump slightly higher than the others, so she makes jumping slightly easier. They do all play quite differently. I actually prefer Sasuke to some of the other characters. Esmeralda is not my. I probably mispronounced that. Esbrusha. Oh yeah, some coolness like this stuff you've got to get them before they saw it. I mean, there's some really nice things like that where they do cool little things like that. You just don't see that in other series. But they're trying to chop the logs and things like that. So I can't actually understand Japanese. I've got a base understanding, very limited. I understand some words. I generally just enjoy playing good games. The only ones I avoid totally are like things like text adventures, which are just going to be unplayable. Generally, I appreciate games even if I don't necessarily understand every line. Electricity. Okay, these guys, they'll actually rip the. I'll actually show you. Yeah, they'll punch the thing. Yeah, no, I love a lot of. There's some really fantastic Japanese games. I mean, huge Japanese games, especially because there were so many great games we didn't actually get in the West that got released in Japan. So, and it still grudges me to this day that many of them don't have releases. I've never actually been to Japan. I hope to go one day. So you do get alternative routes on some of these stages. Some great, that classic 90s Konami music. This really was when Konamis were at their peak, I have to admit. And I do wish we'd see another game in the series. I'm literally have to be really careful because one hit and I'm dead right now. Just like Mario World, if you die, you reset the stage. Although you get your health back, you have to heal up if you... Just be really aggressive with the jumping, like this. And you get through scot-through. As you see, dying really, losing credit doesn't really. There's too much impact. I'd really love to see a new edition in the Goemon series, I have to admit. So there's a couple of pronunciations for it. I always pronounced it Goemon. I did pronounce it Geomon, but it's not done as Geomon because that would require G-E-O's Goemon. But see, there's such... every stage is just totally different, so there's such a huge amount of variety, much more so than, say, Mario World, because you literally every stage has unique enemies. This is just a fantastic game. Admittedly, it's probably... there's not a huge amount of stages, probably because they're literally doing new things every single stage in this game, but it is a fantastic... and it's such a tight platform as well. The gameplay is just spot on. Now, I think the secret location that you can access at the end of the game is actually in this world. Yeah, it's the castle down below. So you'll see there's like a theme park world. You cannot enter that until you've finished the game. So this does effectively have what would be described as an after game. I was just quite surprised I saw a long play of it. It said, oh, long play, and it was missing all the after game. And I'm like, that's not the full game. You're missing the final couple of... I'm just going to attack that guy at the top and slices him off. I mean, ultimately my attitude on video games is that I just want to play good games wherever they are in the world, and that's one of the things that doesn't annoy me, the fact that so many games have remained unreleased. I mean, there's even a lot of good... in Japan, they missed out on a lot of good Western games, so there's some real weirdness with how it all gone. When we've missed out on tons of Japanese games, Japan's missed out on lots of great Western games, so there's a real sense that maybe the industry needs to be a bit more orchestrated with its releases. I mean, games like this should still be released. Konami should have this released now on the Switch, because this is still such a fantastic game. How a collection of all the Super Nintendo games and the two N64 ones of this franchise would be fantastic. So 2 ways into the village. Now, usually the villages are the one point where you do need to occasionally know a bit of Japanese. I think... yeah, some of the guys are just sort of, you can hit them and they won't do anything. Some you can get items from, and some will go a little bit crazy. Give me grub. Show me more expensive grub item. So basically, to exit, you literally press down to exit. girl that kisses you, she gets the bonus item. So these are the sort of spas and the rest rooms. I should actually come in here to rest. I'm pretty sure this option is the save one. So just to say, that's yes. So, a little bit of Japanese. Yes, in Japan, the easy way to remember it has 2 characters. No has 3. So, hai ni. See there, we can. Yeah, I won't go into a room. Let's just leave. That's the girl again. So right. Ah, yes. Now I need to buy that item on the right, as that's the pass. Yep, I do want to buy that. Thanks, BZK, for saying so. Yep. Yeah, so there's actually 4 secret items you can get, one of which I discovered was actually quite a complex run that I was only able to find that. Thanks for saying enjoy our streams. I'm glad you enjoy them. Just remember to hit the like buttons, guys. Oh, this is the gambling game, I believe. That's a quick gamble. I think it's like high or low. Or maybe it's odd and even. Nope, I lost again. Well, Law of Fate tells me if I bet the same thing, I'm going to win eventually. Yep, there we go. So I think that one's like an odd or even game. And there you can cash out. Basically, that's the travel girl, and she allows you to travel all over the map. So you can actually, if I just show you the card there, that's the pass. There are 4 other items you can get that you basically buy and then you keep. One of which you have to actually, there's 2 of them which have quite a complex, you have to go to one of the towns and talk to various people and go in and out and talk back until one of the shops has them. So I think I've got the pass now, so they'll open the door for me. Yeah. Another sort of relaxing the spa. So Sasuke goes in one spa and the 2 Goemon and thing go in the other, and Yale in the 3rd game when you're in the spas in the other, in the female spa with Sasuke. Although Sasuke is technically a robot and has no gender. Yeah, the music is fantastic for this. But Sasuke sort of, they make her look slightly feminine. Ah yes, it gives you a permanent health upgrade, the spa. Or at least till you lose a life. So it's certainly always worth chatting to these people. And I mean, they're fairly straightforward to play, but it is worth noting there are 1 or 2 things you need to be aware of when playing these. Now, this one, I think, yeah, I vaguely remember that you have to sneak into the castle. I have finished this ish relatively. You do actually get a few cameos in this one, so I think you get one of the Belmont clan, get one of the Winby. I can't remember where they are in game. I have a feeling they're at the final location. I may even get one. Sparks. Oh yeah, you get the Konami people. There's a really nice. I really wish there was a new game in this franchise. music is incredibly relaxing and enjoyable. I have a suspicion, yep. So that's the next stage, but I'm going to go back to the castle that I think it's a secret bit. I can't remember if that's actually the route to the bonus area. There are some RPG elements to this. The third game has quite a lot of RPG elements, so these are a little bit of an interesting mix, I will admit. Also, as SNES games go, this does have some very, very good visuals. The art as you see here is fantastic. Yeah, see there, you get 2 routes. Although I can't actually get to the bonus area at this point in the game. It won't let you go. It won't let you actually enter the park area, so that's only accessible at the end of the game. I've also actually played through quite a few Japanese RPGs in Japanese without knowing them, so... But then I enjoy RPG combat, so not necessarily... I mean, usually most games usually have some form of visual reference to the story. You just miss the final tweak, the sort of finite plot elements, because usually if they've got cutscenes, you can usually work out roughly what's happening in cutscenes, just from what the actions are from the characters. Now, I did see someone say that on the official wiki that this was harder to play than Super Mario World, arguably harder, and I would probably disagree. Really careful with these jumps. Okay, that's annoying. That means I got the bad exit. I think I have to get the higher one. Yeah, some stages do have 2 exits, so do keep that in mind when you're playing. I need to actually stay high for the proper exit. Jumping skills are failing me at the minute. Probably actually it's easier taking the lower route and then just going high right at the end. And voila! Yeah, and there's the proper exit. You can tell if it's a good exit because of the fact you will get coins over the raccoons. If you get the raccoons, it's a bad exit. Now is this. Okay, so there's. Okay, so that's the flip game. There's a couple of games here. Basically, this is where the secret location takes place. You've beaten the game. Obviously, you've got 100 yen there, 300. So basically, there's a castle in the centre here, and you have to beat the games and get. Basically, there's a card you can get, and you go around and beat all the games at the end, and then you will unlock. Hi Carrick, welcome to tonight's stream. Got a couple people on tonight. We've got Mizo and we've had North American YouTuber. We are looking at Goemon 2 on Super Famicom, or technically Super Nintendo. Ah yes, Sparks does cameo. Or Rocket Knight as he was known as. Does actually got a ton of minigames. One of these actually plays Zerius, one of the Konami arcade games. I should get the card route. No. Oh, that's right, this is the bomb shooting game. Got him. Gotta watch your bombs there. I've got him 9 times. And you can actually, especially when you get, you can get basically put them into infinitely if you get it right. Let's come on. Okay, I'm well up on him. Hi Grace Kelly, thanks as well also to join the stream. Got quite a few people on tonight. Obviously Goemon 2 is a popular one. I realise it's actually a very popular, it's one of the more popular games in the series. I'm torn between this and the third game for my most favourite one, if I'm being honest. First one I think is a little rough around the edges. This one's fantastic, although it doesn't have some of the cooler elements Goemon 3 is. Goemon 3 is really good, but misses one or two of the cooler elements this has, although it has all the impact battles and stuff. Goemon 4 is a bit of a... I think this is the fortune teller. Yep, with the shrine girl. This is sort of Japanese culture. It's the sort of, I think it's the shrines. I wish I was from Japan. No, I'm from England. At least I could go out and buy all the Japanese games very cheaply. Oh, that's right. That's what her luck does. You get either the old ladies that attack you, or the travel show, which you don't need. I think this is Simon Belmont. It could be Christopher. I think they're like plugging their games. I think Wimby or Twinby's in one of these locations as well, but they're not all in here. Some are in different areas. This is the race mini game, yeah. Where do I buy Japanese games? There are actually a couple of really good importers. So, oh yeah, this is the one to tap clean up. So of course, eBay's good these days. You can get a few from Amazon. There are quite a few specialists. There are quite a few specialists as well. So, two specialists I use in the UK. One is called Video Game Imports, which is a fantastic site run by a great guy who I've known for many years. In fact, been using their site for. And then there's another great site by the name of Genki Video Games as well. I've used them for a few years as well now. They're UK based, so but they do ship internationally. Although I would advise to try and buy them from your area if you can. Again, some great effects here with this sort of mini game. I think you've got to get. It's literally like a cleaning mini game, so you've got to get all the footprint in the time limit. We'll just get a set number. We'll have it at time. No. This one. This one I actually got from Video Game Imports many years ago. A lot of importers now you will have to directly request, although there is Amazon as well. Amazon does have a lot of importers, and again eBay is a great site for getting Japanese games these days. You'll find a lot of people selling Japanese, although do be a bit wary of the problem at the minute with a lot, and I will say this slightly, is there's a lot of inflation on prices at the minute, so do haggle a lot of the prices and do look at the, I wouldn't say look at the eBay prices, look at the bidding prices. As long as there's not a bidding war on items, you will find that there is a lot of games now that are being overcharged for, so, and you don't want to be charged too much for a game. And even if you're the importers are going on, basically some of the Japanese suppliers these days, actually from Japan, charge silly money for some of the games as they've realised they can. Well, we stream every week. We continue to stream every weekday at the minute while the current world events are going on. And I will continue to stream in the meantime. We're sort of... this is the one minigame. One of the girls is supposed to have characters in this sells you a card, but I can't remember if you can. I think you don't get the card until you've actually beaten the game. But yes, this is actually a mini version of Xerius in this. So Y and A. Okay, that wasn't a great one. I'm not going to actually bother doing these mini games at present because you have to come back here and do these ones at the end of the game. Basically, at the end of the game, there'll be a character that sells you a card. You then clear all the stages, and then you will access the last couple of hidden stages, which are actually in the castle in that place. I'm actually going to go here. I think this is the second world's boss, so I don't believe it's an impact stage. Hold it down to jump out. The music in this game is fantastic, I will say that. It's absolutely brilliant. This one was, as I mentioned, also available on Game Boy Advance in a collection with the first game, but again it was only Japan. The first game did get an English release, but it was a bit censored and altered in a few places. I think they basically, not really censored, they tried to westernize it and it just didn't work. Whereas I think if they'd kept all the zany Japaneseness, it might actually work better. Strangely, they did actually keep all the zany Japaneseness for the N64 outings. There were quite a few on the PS1, but it's widely regarded that the N64 and Super Nintendo outings are the best in the franchise. A lot of the PS1 versions, they tried to mix up the design and it didn't go down too well. There's the infamous New Age one as well. Yep, so you've got to tap those to keep hovering. And this stage design is just absolutely fantastic. Every stage we've seen so far, there's something different. It's something so superb that you just don't get platformers like this. We've had pretty much unique enemies in every stage, elements that are unique to every stage. So this is the pinnacle of how to design a platform game where no two stages are actually alike. In fact, it's better than Mario's design in recent years. A lot of the Mario games have used very generic cut and paste sections and just get very boring very quickly. When you play something like this, where every stage is made up of short, sharp, punchy sections, so we can see the hairs going different ways. And we've got all the cool backgrounds, everything, and then we've got more. So this castle bit's got a lot of drums in it, and I didn't want to die there. Back here. I do love the band, all the knights playing in the background. So this is very, very playable without Japanese. There are one or two things, like I said, you have to buy the pass, and knowing how to access the final mini-game, you need to understand that you basically have to finish the game, go back to that land where I was. There's a couple of bonus items as well that require talking to various people and back and talking, so those are the only things that are the real... I do like the rotationary effects on the drums as well. Just so many good. Only thing you might have is your joypad, like mine. Might not thank you for all the jumping. That was going to be close. No worries, you're always welcome to carry on watching our subscriptions, Mizuki. I'm glad you're enjoying the channel. I very much appreciate your comments and support. So with this one, you're going to have to go under. Again, all the stages. I mean, this is not a particularly hard game. You can finish it in one sitting, even though it's got a save. It's not a very big game. It's not a very big game in the slightest. I mean, you can take about 3 hours max to finish it. If you're not so good at platform as myself, you may take a few more hours, but put it this way, you can finish it easily in a day. It's like it's just a stunning game with all the visuals and ride those. It's just so many really well done mechanics in this one. Okay, that's probably an indication that I'm about to fight the boss. Yeah, so basically the rabbit guys in the streets are the boss, so... Aha, yes, this guy is actually the one you fight. He actually appears in one of the other games, I think it's the N64 one, and you fight a altered version of him as the bonus boss, so it's sort of a play on Dracula. I think this one was a villain in the second N64 game as well. There he goes. I don't think there was an impact stage for this. Yep, so that's the end of World 2. That's just a straight boss fight for that one. And Yale makes a cameo there as well. Okay, here's one of those fantastic stages. You end up running the sort of Loch Ness monster. Here we go. I say Loch Ness monster, it's probably a Japanese dragon or something. Getting lots of visual effects. There is some slowdown on this stage, although I can't work out the slowdown is slightly intentional. Not all slowdown is accidental. Some is actually intentional just to make things a little easier on a few games, or to make things more spectacular. As is traditionally the case with shooters when bosses blow up. People go, oh, there's slowdown. No, that's actually intended because it looks cooler if you slow down the game while the bosses explode so you see it fall to pieces. Oh, that was not good. I fell through it. Oh, lost me extra health as well. So yeah, you keep basically. Mistime that jump. So if you're inexperienced at platform games, this is definitely one to cut your teeth into, so to speak, as this really is quite challenging. With a few of the jump sections you see here, it does take a little bit of time to master. Just get everything just right. Okay, there we go. Knock him down then. Did it fall on me? Yes, I thought it did. I'm back to the halfway point yet. Okay. Right. I've actually playing this blind. It's been a few years since I played through it. Actually do a proper long play of this as well. Oh, I made the same mistake before. Come on. Can we make it in time? Can we make it in time? Oh, no. Okay, yeah, thanks to know you subscribed to our Twitter. I don't actually post that much on Twitter. I should post more, I have to admit. But it didn't really, the time I was spending on Twitter it worked out, didn't necessarily, it's still quite good for just putting out a quick tweet just to say we're doing X like XYZ game and streaming tonight. I should do that a touch more when we're doing these releases. Right, so. Can I make it this time? Is this going to be good? Is this going to be good? Yes! Oh, that was quite satisfying. Okay, here we are in the next town. They remind me a bit of the Suikoden characters. I'm not sure what game they're from. They're probably from something, maybe a Japanese RPG. Something they've done. Konami have done a lot of games, and a lot of games that didn't get released over here as well. So, just go and save it. Let's actually leave that one. Yeah, it's got funny whacking the dog. Watch it go. There's a real sense of humour with this game. Bonus games that we probably saw earlier. Let's just quick go again. Okay, I can see your tweet for the your Twitter account. That's great. I won't put it in the stream though. I'll be able to see when I log into my Twitter account. Bear in mind, on Random Game Riven, we also have the official Randomised Gaming Stream Twitter account as well. Oh, come on! How lucky is this? This guy is cheating! He was out and out cheating. He got everyone right! That's the thief. I think if you hit him a few times, he does drop some stuff. Basically, this is a travel centre, and what you do in here is you can travel back to the various locations, so you can get items if you miss. There's not a huge amount of reason to travel back, but they include it as a nice thing. Annoyingly, the third game doesn't have the option to travel back, and that's important because the third game has a time travelling section where basically one half of the game is in the past and the other half of the game is in the future, and in order to get to the true couple of final bosses, you require to get all the cats hidden throughout the game. Now, if you miss any of the cats in the first half, you cannot get the true ending, in effect, in the second half, because you can't get all the cats. You can't revisit the first half. Okay, it's the Shrine Girl. Sometimes you'll get lucky, like you'll get like the characters that drop items, like the girls, or you'll get the old ladies that attack you, like I had. So the message says like, you have good luck, you have bad luck. I'm just heading to the exit now. You can normally tell the exit to these places. I will just nip into all the houses, just because I know that we do have Japanese people watching as well our stream, so in case they want to see the text. There's obviously another character from Konami, but I'm not sure which one. He's got a very distinctive look. We've got NES and SNES games, so probably NES, SNES, I mean probably even a few Mega Drive reference games. So basically that sign there means the exit. Once we go out the second exit, it takes us to the next stages. Hear that music is fantastic. One of the things actually that is one of the reasons I like playing this SNES games on real hardware is the music is often incorrectly emulated on just about everything I heard on SNES, and so even a lot of those the game OSTs you get on YouTube, you'll get, oh, we've got a YouTube. When I listen to a lot of them, I think, no, the sound's not right, and that's something I can pick up pretty much every time now. The sound is often the thing that is most likely to be incorrect on emulators, so that's okay, Mizuki. Have a great evening. I know it's probably late in Ukraine. It's probably a few hours ahead of us. So thanks for joining the stream, and we'll hope you come back soon. Thanks for joining. Thanks for subscribing to the channel. And thanks for subscribing to our YouTube account. Tumblr. Our Twitter account. No, I'm getting my tongue twisted, so to speak. This stage might have had 2 exits as well if I took the lower path. You can also, once you've cleared a stage, do a start and select, and it's actually going to go back and heal up. Yeah, have a good night, and thanks for joining the stream as always. It's good to have some of us viewers coming back to watch the stream again as always. I'm actually going to beat this stage a second time because I think if I go the other way I get a different route. Might be wrong, but often you get like the two routes are just literally at the end, so... love the enemy design in this. It's just so vibrant and just so... You get lots of enemies on screen as well, which actually, because a lot of SNES games struggle with handling lots of enemies, which is all they like 5, 6, very lots of time. I mean, there's some slight slowdown in a few bits in this game, but it's always very well. Tricky. That one's going to block. I need to get to her quickly, else otherwise she's going to block the path. Go this way, get alternative route, was it? Oh no, that's the raccoon, that was a bad exit. So it was just literally, often you do that one, the lower route will give you the bad exit. Just the fact that they've got the little bunny guys crawling. Can you write me a tweet, by the way? You signed as Maxim Pants. I'll send you a tweet. Maximum Pants. Send you a tweet thanking you for watching the stream, but I can't. The creativity with the way they've taken Japanese culture and turned every element. I'd love to see something like this done with American, or probably American culture might struggle it, because you'd need to really do a lot of Native American stuff. But I think with the UK, we've got such a long history. You could do a really great sort of UK version of this, or just complete send of UK culture. I probably could do one with American culture these days, but it's probably sort of modern, a lot of modern culture references. Okay, this section I remember. That section I remember quite well for being rather tricky. You've got to jump on those blocks before they literally get shredded, or you get shredded. Just sushi. Okay, this is one of the I've got to fight him till his candle runs out, as I recall. Night, thanks for joining the stream, Missy. Oh, the boss got me. Okay, that makes things a touch easier. Basically, this chap, you've got to wait till the candle runs out. Better. That's the first time his candle's about to burn out, so he's going to start panicking. Here's the part we call Impact, but I don't think this is the... This might be the Impact fight. I think there might be another boss fight. Basically, they're brilliant. I mean, there's just nothing I can fault with this game. Brilliant visuals, brilliant graphics. Yeah, and if you're playing two-player, you will get both of the characters. It'd be nice if you can change character easily. You can't. In the third game, I think one of them, I think the third or the fourth one, you can quite easily swap from the menu. In this one, you have to exit out and then change character. I think if I did a playthrough, though, I'd probably swap character per world. So. Thanks for all the likes as well, guys, watching. It's very much appreciated. As always, if you enjoy our streams, please do hit that like button. So slow, but this is definitely one stage where it is a bit more slow down. Because these running stages curve for a boss battle, you can use them to get energy for impact as you trash everything going. It makes the next fight slightly easier if you do so. You can see there, apparently on. Yeah, you are kind of going a bit in blind into those fights. Go to the next fight. Let's give it a whirl. I'm probably going to be wrapping up the stream once this fight's done as well, guys. It's often a case I need to learn where to punch, so I need to get the disc punches back just right for this one. Okay, I've got it down. I need to. So the left arm's like the quick punch, and the right hook's the strong one. I need to basically still there, destroy the disc, and then I can damage him.
Oh my god.
Okay, this is where we're going to wrap up, everyone. So that's the first 3 worlds. I'm just going to find a save point. Gold armor sushi. One of the items queues you up if the gold armor reduces your damage. A lot of those items are sort of one-time only damage reductions. I think I'll probably eventually get around to doing a full playthrough at some point. Maybe even a 2-player one with so me and Dragoon can play through it. This one's only 2-player, I will say. I'll avoid the shrine. My experience with them was not necessarily good luck. Here we go. Yeah, that one's definitely safe. Okay, it's time for me to wrap up my playthrough. So this has been Ganbare Goemon 2 on Super Nintendo or Super Famicom. It was only released in Japan, so it's technically a Famicom game. Let's just see the music playing while I'm wrapping up. So I do highly recommend this. It is a superb Super Nintendo game. There are 1 or 2 minor things with the Goemon series that you do need to have some base. I mean, it's fairly straightforward to play through, and fortunately there are plenty of guides if you do get stuck. This is not a series that there aren't guides to. I know I've got a few games where if you don't have guides, they can be really more trial and error to play through. You've got to take guesses using items and going around chatting to various people X many times and using things in front of them and just hoping for the best. Oh, that's right, that dude is the thief. Give my gold back, buddy. Stand up here. But yes, overall excellent title, highly recommend it, and highly recommend all the games. I mean, technically you can get the SNES version's okay for Legend of the Mystic Ninja. Oh, the thief's back. No, you're not stealing my gold, bud. I'm stealing yours. And more gold, yep. It's certainly a worthwhile pickup. Yep, you'll give me your gold, bud. There's a travel agent. So it's definitely an excellent title, well worth the pickup. I mean, you can actually literally farm gold in the stages, like, yeah, just do that. As long as I've got the ladies coming along. Superb game in the series, highly recommend. Some fantastic effects like the Mode 7 on those stages where you battle the mecha robots. It's just an all-round very good package. Not the biggest game, it only does take a couple of hours to play, even with all the extras and the actual after game with the hidden boss fights. Still doesn't take a huge amount of time. But it's certainly worth a pick up. Provided you don't mind putting up with the slight, I mean it's fairly user friendly, but there are one or two moments. This is definitely of the games that most user friendly. As mentioned, it was, I should actually say it was released in 1993 on Super Nintendo. Of course it was developed by Konami and it was published by Konami. I think that the other game, I think they turned them all pretty much out in a year, so I think Geoman 3 is 94 and Geoman 5 is 95, I think. It might be 96, but Geoman 4 is 95. I can't remember when they did the Esmeralda puzzle game. That's another one worth picking up if you want something a bit more interesting. So there are, I think there's at least 5 Geoman, it's Goemon, isn't it? Ugh, I can't say Geomon. That's my mispronunciation, it's Goemon. Overall, fantastic. Ganbare Goemon, a fantastic series. Of course, they're the ones on the NES and various other formats. There's the original, like, early arcade one, although it's a very different game to these later ones. That just absurdly take the mick out of Japanese culture. So many cultural references. So that's where I'm going to leave you for tonight. Thank you for watching, everyone. I'm going to wish you a good night, a good morning, a good afternoon, or a good evening wherever you are in the world. I've been your host for this randomised gaming stream, Random Gamer Riven. I hope you all have a good day, whatever time it is in the world where you are. Now we'll be back streaming something tomorrow. I don't think I'll do another SNES game. I think I'll do something on another format. I might do another PC one. I got like 1,000 gold just by standing here and waiting for the ladies to appear. They don't always play as each of the stages actually is different people. You notice you don't get the guys carrying the fish on this section. But it is a crazy game. Had a lot of fun as a series. It's well worth picking up. I don't think it carries over your gold either, but I'll just save it. See if my battery backups run out again. Or whether it's just had a bad... Sometimes they can have a bad connect when they go in. Other times they can sort of... Sometimes the SRAM... I have a feeling the SRAM might be slightly bad on this cartridge. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I've been your host for this randomised gaming video, Random Gamer Riven, and I will leave you that there for now. This has been Ganbare Goemon 2, or to give it its full title, which I could not pronounce for the life of me. Did I put the full title? Ganbare Goemon 2 Kiteretsu Shōgun Magginesu. I think it's something like Let's Go Goemon 2 versus the Shogun, like battle versus the Shogun Masuga. Basically, it's got the villain's name in the title because all the games are very much a tongue-in-cheek series. And if you're interested in a long play on this, again, I've got quite a few outstanding long plays I need to do. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed the stream, please do hit that like button. And if you like our content, please do consider subscribing to the channel as well. I'm going to leave you all there. Have a good night, everyone.